What you hear is what you get. Welcome to the New Spirit Radio Show by the Society of Novus Spiritus, founded by world-renowned spiritual teacher Sylvia Browne. Today's date I updated says July 10th of 2024. Coming to you live from California, both NorCal and SoCal are your hosts, Reverend Tom Bigley and Reverend Catherine Taylor, playing audio segments we call Messages from Spirit. Why? Helping you understand the fundamental question, what are we here for?
These segments are recorded trance sessions from Francine, Sylvia's spirit guide. So for new people, Sylvia was a full trance medium, which means Sylvia contracted to let her and Francine's essences exchange places in Sylvia's body. And we think of our bodies being similar to a car. One driver gets out and another driver gets in. This allowed Francine to share spiritual knowledge with us directly from the other side.
On occasion, another master teacher and healer, a guide named Rahim, would exchange with Sylvia and present us with spiritual information as well. Francine and Rahim shared directly from sources like the Akashic Records, Mother and Father God, our spirit guides, Christ, and many others.
And meanwhile, during trance, Sylvia would sit on a nice bench in a rose garden on the other side.
And here are our hosts, Reverend Catherine Taylor and Reverend Tom Bigley.
Hello.
Howdy. Howdy. It's not howdy doody time. It's howdy. We're here. We made it, and both of us had challenges being able to for you to see us. That was
It was a wild Wednesday.
Yeah. Hey, I like that. Wild Wednesdays. All right, we'll try and keep those to a minimum.
Yes.
Welcome everyone. I'm glad even the new people that are here, and all the we've got new members of various kinds of likes, subscribes, and so on. Appreciate you all being here, and we'll probably take another. Well, we won't take another minute. We'll keep going, and I'm sure more people will show up as they realize they're actually on. For new people, welcome. I got a quick agenda here. I'll talk about briefly talk about what we're going to be presenting, sharing with you, and why is this, go over an hour and a half? Well, because we like what we're hearing and sharing here, mostly. However, what we are going to share here is we start out with some announcements, and then we talk about how did you use Novus Spiritus philosophy in the last week, which in our case, it was 2 weeks. Let's see. Oh, I know. That comes in announcements later. So we'd like to talk about that. And then if you're familiar with it, now's a great time to start posting in chat what you used Novus Spiritus philosophy last week. Then we move on to special prayers and a moment of silence. Then we get into the trance segments, and then we all participate in a meditation. I'll talk about some closing notes, and then wait for or look, watch out for the novena. It's a special prayer ceremony, and I'll describe that when we get there. I follow that by talking about some appreciation, and we conclude with a prayer by Sylvia.
Marvelous.
We like to start out by lighting a candle, letting everyone on the other side know that we're here. Yes, they know we're here, but hey, it's kind of like shooting up a flare out in the ocean. And if if it's proper for your location, you can light a candle, or use one of those little LED lights for safety, if that's a concern.
Yes.
Let's see real quick. So next is announcements, and somewhere I posted some quick announcements. Oh, please do share, promote, like, subscribe, and click on the bell for those of you that are familiar. Yes, that gets this channel out, whether it's Facebook or YouTube. Also, my apologies to YouTube viewers for no notice last week. It was last minute. No, it wasn't. It was a couple days prior notice, but there was no notice on YouTube, so I apologize for that. And I trust that everybody else on Discord and Facebook got that notice. Let's see. Please do donate when you can. That helps keep things like this available, and helps us do upgrades like we are in the process of working on. You can donate on our website through credit card or Venmo or PayPal. And again, welcome to all the new subscribers and followers. Appreciate your being here and listening, regardless of when it is, whether it's live or the recording. Also, you may have heard the phrase hindsight is 2020. Well, get a reading with Chris Dufresne. Getting a reading with Chris Dufresne can be that hindsight for your future. Don't miss out on his question specials, which I've seen recently. A couple emails inviting for discounts and some specials on reading. So sign up on his website, chrisrightnow.com, for notices, so you stay up to date with that as well. What? Too many buttons here. Now we have our fun activity of how did you use Novus Spiritus philosophy last week? And so I like to ask Kat, do you want to point a finger, do rock, scissors, paper, or point at somebody on the comments?
Sure, I'll volunteer to go first.
All right.
It is the first episode of the month, so I've got our magical drink here. I have a drink.
Yay!
This is just, it's not actual magic, people, but it is the recommendation for once a month cleansing from Rahim, who suggested a quarter teaspoon cream of tartar and 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and you just let it dissolve. Please do not drink this with anything acidic, such as oranges or orange juice. You'll have a bad time. This is already not a pleasant tasting concoction, but I like when I follow the recommendations, I feel better. I feel a lot better. So I've got that there, and I've been trying to remember to drink my green tea once a day, and that's been also helpful for the experience of post-COVID symptoms. And so anyway, I'm just focusing on doing some practical steps in life right now, and the word activate. I think that it is worthwhile and healthy to think about there was a poem that Sylvia talked about once where it's like, if you're the hammer, strike, if you're the anvil, bear. And I think that coming out of the pandemic, a lot of people got just so like smacked up, and and that happens anytime we start getting depressed, right? Like life has been smacking you down, and it's like, okay, so if I'm in this phase, how like we talk a lot on the show about how do we respond to situations where it's like, how do we get out of this? So what's the spirituality in bearing a situation, and what's the spirituality in activating and recognizing the flexibility of maybe getting out of the one phase sooner than the other? So that's what I've been kind of thinking of. And now that I am feeling, I keep trending better with post-COVID. So I am now, I'm getting connected to the right doctors, and I'm doing lots of research, and like things are just moving in the right direction. So I'm moving away from that like anvil phase which I'm fighting with. I've learned a lot of patience, learned a lot of tolerance and compassion to self, compassion for the situation, compassion for others, but I'm ready to do more and feel better faster, sooner, and to do all the things necessary to do that. Diet, gentle exercise, going to the doctor, going to acupuncture, doing just, if anything helps 5%, it's on the list. Because 5% plus 5% plus 5%, it starts to add up. So that's where I'm at right now.
Cool. All right. Fun.
Active spirituality. Yes.
Well,
how about you, Tom?
You know what? I just know. I thought I had something here, and now it says. I think I read this 2 weeks ago. It was about. Yeah, I did. That was the bumper sticker I saw. The fool says in his heart there is no God, and it was a psalm, So nope, sorry, my bad. I haven't done my homework.
That's A-okay. Sometimes we see things there and it sticks, and I look forward to next time.
All right.
All right. So for our comments, it is so nice to see everybody. Hope you had a fantastic 4th of July and are staying cool and hydrated. Please stay hydrated. If you're even thinking about being thirsty, go get some water, please, please.
Yes.
Michael says, I'm miserable where I live. Should I embrace moving somewhere that's beautiful? Gosh, that's a great question to ask Chris or to ask your spirit guide, and just see what kind of ideas bubble up. Just whatever the next thing is. I know that anytime I know for me, anytime that I have been about to do a move, I'll start to feel it. I'll start to feel like really, really agitated and whatnot, and wanting to move. And it's like almost instant once the right idea to the place to move like goes. Everyone's always, in the past, everyone's like, don't you ever want to study abroad? I'm like, no. Did you ever want to study abroad? No. Don't you ever want to? I'm like, no. And then suddenly an opportunity to go to Brazil came up, and I'm like, yep, that's where I'm going. That's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm doing. And I had a blast, an amazing time. So just allow yourself to, talk to God, talk to your spirit guide. And if it's feasible, I recommend talking to Chris as well. Chris is fantastic, and he's given me helpful suggestions on potential moves and timelines and things like that. So I hope you're able to have some happiness in the meantime. I keep you in our prayers.
Yeah. The challenge is because not unfortunately text is like limited on context. So
Yeah.
if it's a depression issue, yeah, that could be influencing the feelings and what's going on around you. So that's a good reason to also quiet your mind and stop and ask the question and exercise your searching for yourself, because that's a hard. I mean, yeah, Kat got these wonderful. I got to get up and go, and for me, I'm like, I'll sometimes spend time like hammering out. Are you sure? And what if? And what are all the implications? And what are, overthinking sometimes
some people have that. I never have.
Yeah, spur of the moment. So everybody's different about decisions and what's going on, and is it just negativity around you that is causing you grief at the moment, or some form of not feeling uplifted, as it were.
Yeah, and we've also been told that there's some areas of America, some areas of the planet that do have more negativity around it, and I've been kind of I know I've been surprised when we've heard about it on the show, like the Santa Cruz Mountains that are south of San Jose, south of San Francisco. There's a lot of negativity in that area. Mount Shasta apparently ended up with a lot of negativity in that area. South Dakota, for reasons that we heard about in the show not too terribly long ago. So I mean, if some place just isn't feeling good and you're just not feeling like there's forward motion, yeah, I really, really applaud any next step, whether it's just thinking about it or reading about other places that look interesting, just to start projecting yourself forward into the possibility of moving. I think that's a good. And all the above.
There you go.
Okay, other questions. Ramona shares, my Novus philosophy is having Sylvia's prayer book handy every day, much needed daily. That's really beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Michael says, yeah, Chris is great. He offered free 15 minutes for subscribers, and I'm considering it. Fantastic. Thanks for the plug. Maybe I'll head over there too. It's funny. Gardens shares, I asked Mother and Father God to alter my charts that lesson plan is easy and quick to learn, to help me learn the lesson in a kind and gentle manner, and telling me and to help tell me what to do, God. And it worked.
There you go. All
That's
right.
lovely. Not every lesson has to be with a baseball bat to the face. Like, no, not every lesson has to be so intense. And I know for me, I had those intense lessons in the past, partly because I was so stubborn. I was so stubborn against, like, I was like, no, I was not paying attention to the lesson that needed to be learned. So kept running into a brick wall repeatedly over and over. So I will say that prayer, like, help me learn lessons in a gentle, easy way. And I'll also say, like, and help me realize what's happening as early in the process as possible, so it's not like, so I'm not prolonging it by me being stubborn and ignorant. Ugh. Cheryl says, thanks, Tom, for directing me to the theory of mind. Both pineal and pituitary glands receive the most from the soul mind. Thank you for sharing. That's cool. Ramona says, oh no, not the cream of tartar. I'm not ready. It's half drank. And I was like, I can't do this before a show. Like, what am I doing? This is intense. Come on now, people. All right.
I'm having a hard time with. I've been doing this powder vitamin C thing.
Oh yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Emergency, I think it is the brand. And I'm like, one, that's expensive, and two, but it's like the only way I can get vitamin C down versus a chewable. And so we ended up buying a bottle of 1,000 milligram the swallow type of pills, and I'm having a hard time getting those down. I'm like, for whatever reason, I'm choking on them. I'm like, okay, let's take a moment and get back to. So I have to what's the word? Beg myself. I don't know. Get accustomed to those again.
Best of luck. I would say mentally make friends. If you can try. Sometimes people do not make friends with pills. They're like, they instantly see it and they start getting anxious. But if you see it, you're just like, no, we got this.
No, it's not the anxious. It's not that. It's my throat just grabs them on the way down and says, nope, sorry, and end up choking on them.
I can take an entire fistful of pills and have no issue.
My brother does the same thing, and I'm like, I have to chew on something, and I have to have some kind of like cold liquid in addition to that. Then I can get the little stuff down pretty easy, but it tends to be the vitamin C is just on a pinch too big, and I'm like, nope, sorry, it ain't gonna work.
Darn.
Yeah.
All right. I buy vitamin C, ascorbic acid, just as in the like sand form. You just put a scoop into water, stir it up, and dissolve it into OJ, and it's great.
That's kind of what the emergency powdered thing does too.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's got some like added like vitamins that goes with it, so it makes like a little mini fizzy drink.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still trying. I still want to consume more vitamin C without trying to go to the chemistry shop to get ascorbic acid. That's what I don't want to do. Who's else got fun things that they've worked on?
So Michelle Blake says, hello. She says, I woke up this morning to hearing myself saying a word I never heard. And I Googled it, and it was Gilgamesh. I don't know if I spelled that right. And I've never heard this word before. That's interesting.
But what was the Google search?
I think she just heard herself. Sounds like she heard herself say it. Say a word, and then was like, "What?" And then tried to spell it out and hit go, and it was Gilgamesh, and that's a historical figure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, fun. Okay, research it.
Yeah, research it. Time to learn.
And
learn about it. Mm-hmm.
The intent is, I think something you look into is gonna go, oh, okay, there's like a connection somehow, and something will reveal itself. I mean, I've had like song rolling through my head for the entire day, and I'm like, okay, fine, what's the deal here? So I had to look up who wrote it, who sang it,
Yes.
and it turned out for that particular time that I can't remember if it was the writer or the singer had the same birthday as I did.
Oh, that's
So
so
there was
interesting.
somebody was just pointing out now
Yeah.
the song I don't recall the song having any relevance to the situation, but it was the connection of
You're
the
thinking of
yeah, somebody on the other side was thinking of me,
yeah,
and that was like, okay, that was the connection.
that's terribly sweet. My goodness. That's terribly sweet. Mm. Jorge says, in the past week, I was pondering the goodness of Father God, that even dark souls who are absorbed by Father God will have a second chance to get it right hundreds of thousands of years later. That is, it's just
Wasn't it? I think it
beautiful to
was,
contemplate.
yeah. Jorge's like, Jorge should have been making posts for us on Facebook. I think that's where I had read it. There was a wonderful um, what's the word? Not just prayer, but it was like a wonderful comment to Father God, which was fun because it coincides with Father God's feast day that I just posted on Sunday service. So that was really nice of you.
That's beautiful. Um, yeah, I can't. What a marvelous meditation, though. Now that I'm thinking about it, Jorge, just just the meditation on how expansive and infinite the goodness and the kindness of Father God is, and just the absolute surety that you always, every single one of us will always have somebody that holds us and will never forget us, and that loves us dearly is just a remarkable meditation that can cut through the worst day, the worst mood. So thank you for sharing that, and I'll try to hold that reminder of meditation close as I go through this week. Reverend Cass is here. Reverend Danny is here. Hello to both of you. You both are so awesome. Love seeing you guys here. I'm so excited, and everybody else. Addie says Gilgamesh is a legendary Sumerian king who is hero of Sumeria and the Babylonian epics. Interesting, interesting.
Potential past life experience.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe Babylon was quite advanced. They had some very, very interesting inventions in Babylon. Uh, I, 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 my instinct says that a lot of Gnostics will be in those like ancient civilizations as like engineers or builders or artists, adding to the beauty of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so, all right. Thank you, everybody, for your comments, and we look forward to reading them as the show goes on.
Let's see. We did that. Oh, okay. Cool. Also, thank you, Kat, for reminding me of the favorite famous phrases, because I went back and listened to the second segment, and there was like three of them in there,
Right,
three or
right.
four in there. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, cool. So, and then I wrote up the other one that I heard from one of Chris's Q&A. So.
Marvelous.
So that was fun. Also, again, if you hear listeners hear a favorite famous phrase that we haven't shared, put it in the either put it in the comments or email us or something, so that we can log these, because they're always fun for future use. I'm trying to think of, and matter of fact, look at the ticker tape on the bottom. That's what where I'm posting those for fun. Just for people to share, and in the future we could do like a daily text message or weekly text message or something to help people keep uplifted. So if you hear something, let me know. Now's the time for special prayers, which, man, we're cool. Now it's time to start thinking about, special prayers, special needs of some kind that, something you've seen and would like some help with, or you personally. So visualize what that outcome is. And again, ask for the greater good. And we're going to include everybody from whether they posted in the comments, which is a public posting, or if you want to do something private, go to the website and post on the prayer chain to post something private if you'd like. However, we are putting all of these together and asking for the energy from the archetypes to get involved and intervene and whatever's needed. So we're asking Mother God, the archetypes, the archangels, and even our spirit guides to get involved with this. So let's take a moment of silence and let's visualize what those helpful outcomes are going to be. Amen.
Amen.
Also, be the prayer. If you see a need, fill it. Let's see, we did that. We talked about that. Okay, we're doing pretty good on that. Also, if you are streaming challenged and you'd like to listen on a phone while we're live, we do have a conference call number you're welcome to listen in on, and that is 888-534-2696. And appreciate that you stay muted so that everybody has a wonderful show while they're listening. Now we get to do trance segments.
Trance segments. So while Tom gets ready for that, I get to say that I didn't do my homework today.
Yeah, weren't able to do your homework. So
yeah, I wasn't able to. It was just madness today. So we are going to be listening to this together and experiencing it for the first time together. And it's always going to be an enjoyable experience. But so look forward to all of our thoughts and reactions.
Cool.
This new trance.
All right. Cool. Also, I want to remind that even for specifically for new people, we are recalling, not quoting, when Kat and I and some of the ministers and others that are making comments. We haven't prepared anything. We're listening to this all together at the same time, and we're doing recollection of things. And of course, on occasion, we do look things up. And if you find something we've memorized or remembered the wrong thing, let us know. Tell us where you read it and what page it's on, and we're happy to update ourselves and say, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
So we're just doing our best out of what we've studied and what we recall, and always open to, hey, this came out a little bit different in a different place. So fun for updating together. In the meantime, we are going to listen to what you hear is what you get. So
okay,
sit back, relax, and looking forward to everyone's comments.
Yes, Ken.
I'm having a lot of problems. I'm just really problem experiencing. Can you help me out with that problem? You said it's going to work out, but nothing's happening. It's being pretty frustrating.
About the female.
Okay.
I wish I could say patience. I know that I keep saying this, and I guess I wish somebody would hear me somewhere on this planet, is please stop basing your life on another entity. Once you stop that, it will come. There is such a thing as the gravity. If you could see what your aura looks like when you're in a full rage to find a mate, it's no wonder that nobody can get near you. It's spiked and it's red and it's fiery.
That was just only interest, nothing else interests us.
I just want to calm your aura down is all. I just want to throw water on it. Yes.
I have always been told that I was going to have a little girl, even after I had Derek, and I can't have any more children. Where is this little girl? Well, is there ever going to be a little girl?
Well, I think with a man that comes in, there'll be a little girl, but I don't think not biological.
Oh,
No,
no.
you can't.
I mean, I know I can't.
Unless
that's what
there
I'm
a star would rise.
I know, that's why I was just wondering, is there still a
A
little
girl is a girl. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it comes, biologically.
Because
Yes.
Derek's always has to be like brothers and shit. I'm like, no.
You
Yeah,
can't,
that's a long
yes.
time ago.
Not to be selfish, but this is kind of pertaining to the movement. I've got a couple patents pending right now and a couple more coming. Will they be as successful as I foresee them to be in just like the next 3 months or so?
3 months?
4 months.
4 months? So then that'll all come through and then I'll be
Yes.
able to help things out
Yes,
here.
yes. And then you won't be so stiff, so tight, so
And will.
bound.
Well, and it'll come from the people I'm dealing with, Hewlett Packard, and it will be in the millions.
Medically, so.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sylvia told me to open up a business. If they're going to be successful,
absolutely. Absolutely it will be. Yeah. Without that much advertisement too. You won't need to. It's word of mouth, Please don't get impatient. It takes a little while for people to know that you're there. Yes.
how do I get above what I'm going through at work, which doesn't look like it's going to change? Because my job is to pay so I can live my first love. with my
Absolutely.
church.
Absolutely.
So how do I get above
All the pettiness.
and all of the garbage at work, and so that I can have a free mind and I can get above it rather than to live it and take it.
Don't think of it as terminal. Don't think of it as constancy. The one thing that human beings do, and I did when I was in life, is think of everything that we're in as never passing, always there, will be there. No, it's so transient. Think of it as just a bad storm that will soon pass, and it will. It'll pass by February, if not before.
Does that mean I would be leaving that time?
Yes, and you'll have another opening somewhere
They'll pay
else.
me off.
But that's the best thing.
Yes, I know.
Yes, yes.
I want to thank you for when Steph had this with me when I called on everybody for attendance. As I said in church, this philosophy and your teaching in Sylvia has just helped him so miraculously. And a few of us were talking about, since we've all taken the oath of mystical traveler, when wrongs are in the world now, I don't want to say vengeance because that's not the word, but in fighting dark entities with this court case coming up, that's just the beginning of the first part of it. And my wordage always is that these dark entities have never fought with us, and they just don't know what
That's
they
right,
face.
that's true, and that's true.
And
They
so
won't
I know
survive
that they
it, no.
will not survive it, and the greed and everything will come out.
It's like Sylvia's, your fight. They didn't win over her, they didn't kill her, they wanted to. Yes,
Francine, the national certification test that I'm working towards for the body work, I was hoping to do that, not only to be the finishing touch on the career, but to take it to a different level. And I appreciate the Blue Shield authorizing my office now and everything. Maybe that'll help. But I don't see even staying in that area much more. I was just using that to have a little extra income.
I think that you're going to find that most of you are going to migrate closer in because this is going to be the hub. And what you'll be able to do is pull clientele from here. See, that's what Sylvia always wanted, was this to be a feed through society so that people could come in and get whatever they needed, or to be on call to be needed. Whether it's healing, whether it's scientifically, And Roger's going to be head of the nutritional and the holistic side of it. Yeah, so you should talk to him. Yes.
Francine, I really want to know, I need to know, is this the people around me or is this something medical with my pain in my neck? And at times, just so I can't move. I mean, I mentioned to a lot of people if I ever go on the other side, I don't want to see anybody open. I mean, that's psychologically.
No, you have a wearing disc, and we're trying to hurry it up so that the disc wears out and that the bone will go on bone. Now, that sounds horribly awful, but it isn't. It makes a natural seal. But, and she won't like me saying this, but Sylvia has now the same thing. It's just excruciatingly painful. Can't sleep at night. She can't get comfortable. It's with her all the time. And it really is, in your case, it's a third and fourth cervical disc area. And eventually it's just about to the point that it's wearing down. See, what's happening is it's been pressing on that nerve that radiates. Once that, the rest of that stupid cervical disc crumbles, then you won't have any more pain.
How long do you think Sylvia's going to have hers?
6 more months.
Ow.
But she's had hers for a long time. She's worn hers through for a long time. Yes, it's a part of maturing, isn't it wonderful? Yes.
Francine, can you tell me what my main mission is in life this time?
Catalyst, which is a very interesting theme because it means that I've always said, I like Sylvia's analogy, catalyst, she says, is the Alka-Seltzer that's added to the water. So you're what makes the thing bubble. You've been very tired lately to become a catalyst, but you're going to get your old energy back about the mid part of January. But I think you're kind of on a, in fact, if you notice, most of us have been, as Raheem says, in life, all the guides have said, all of you have been on a very tired sabbatical lately, a very drained, tired sabbatical. It's a preparatory for the acceleration of next year. I know I say this every year. And every year it's true, is it not? I have not been wrong one year. You have not seen anything like you will see this next fall. I don't mean only in your personal and private lives and your family lives, but also with the church life. So you're going to see acceleration everywhere. Yes.
Francine, I was trying to express something to my wife, and I couldn't find the words to explain to her. There was a point in my life where I would lay down to go to sleep, and when I would lay down to go to sleep, I'd close my eyes, I'd go to sleep, and in the morning I couldn't wake up, but I could see everything that's going on. I could see people coming in the room, I could see the colors in the room, I can hear the conversation and what's being spoken. And I would yell out in my sleep, wake me up, and they would never wake me up. Right. So I would go deeper into my sleep and relax, and then all of a sudden jerk myself.
Out. You were in astral state. Your body was traveling. Your essence was out. Exactly what we're talking about. And you were observing from maybe the top of the ceiling or even to the side of your body, but you could see everything. Sometimes entities will actually superimpose upon their own body and see everything, even though to the human, everybody else walking by, the person's lying there dead asleep.
And you're basically paralyzed.
Exactly.
And it scares you.
Yeah, I used to be scared to go back to sleep.
Right.
Oh yes, it's astral catalepsy, but it's very common for spiritual people.
It's a clumsy re-entry.
Interesting. The catalyst, the fizz in the fizzy water, the
Yeah.
and I was trying to think of what an example of that, because when I think about it, it's like, okay, how does that fit? And the best I could think of, unfortunately, this one's kind of negative, is if you're the catalyst, maybe you have some kind of a accident or hopefully mild trauma that initiates a lot of people to activate and come and help you in some form. So that's an example
Could.
of,
Mhm.
um, or you find out, you learn about if it's uh, um, maybe a more positive one is you learn about some issue that's going on in the neighborhood. And oh, by the way, you notify your neighbors and get them all activated to resolve the issue, whether it's, you know, vandals or something of that nature. So you become make the, you're the starting point of making the fizzy water fizz.
Yes. Um, I could read the brief little description. Oh, here we go. In Mystical Traveler from
Oh,
Sylvia. She says, of catalysts, here are the networkers and the innovators, those agents of change who make things happen. Catalysts are the classroom stars whom everyone aspires to be, the ones invited to parties to ensure excitement. Catalysts are essential to society for their innovations. Ralph Nader is a prime example. They generally have boundless energy and actually appear to thrive on stress. They
hmm.
must have an arena in which to perform, however, or they become morose and counterproductive.
Hmm. Cool.
Busy water.
Glad you
Interesting.
shared that. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. There's lots of different ways to start something and catalyze it, but it sounds like the catalyst has this energy that's like in the moment energy to like keep things moving along in some way.
That was interesting that you brought up Ralph Nader because he was very influential at his time,
Yeah, he
uh,
was.
getting involved with safety issues and ensuring things were being done properly. So very helpful and got a lot of people activated.
Hmm. Yeah. A couple comments. Carmita says, I did not know about catalepsy until joining Novus. It happened to me a lot when I was a little girl, me too, and I was terrified to go to sleep. So catalepsy uh, is when the body is when you're asleep, body's asleep, you're asleep, and you see yourself like sleeping, and so sometimes
Your spirit.
I would see myself falling out of the ceiling actually, and then like land in my body. That was always really interesting.
Big time wrestling.
Yeah, but right when you so when so the catalepsy is when you're like, I can't wake up, but I'm in my body. I just can't move. I can't move. I can't move anything, and that's the spirit like getting reconnected to the brain, basically. It's
Hmm.
like finding the circuitry to come back. So
And sometimes you feel like you're like spiritually,
yeah.
but your physical body's not doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting stuff. Uh, Gibson asks a question: is Roger still around? He's still alive and on our side, and he's in the spiritual community. He and Reverend Corinne got married some
Last year.
last year. Yeah, they'd always kind of been sweethearts, is my impression. But Corinne, who's the person on the tapes who has the very thick German accent, so she was actually just asking about her neck, and so we were just listening to that. So that was Reverend Corinne. She was a dear friend. I didn't know her super closely, but just absolutely adored her. And so everyone always teased Corinne, being like, say yes to Roger, like you and Roger. And she'd just get like, she's just like, as an older lady, like she's an elder, like she'd just, and very tough lady, she'd just start blushing. It was so adorable anytime we teased her about Roger. So yeah, Roger's still on our side. He loved her to absolute pieces. And but yeah, I think he lives, I don't think he lives in California anymore though. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, you're just clarifying. She did pass away.
Yeah, she did pass
year.
away. Yeah.
Was it this year or last year?
Yeah, I think it was last year.
Last year, okay. I'm trying to remember distance and time of.
Mhm.
But fun to hear.
Mhm.
What else?
Let's see here. I've got some other comments. Oracle says scientists call it sleep paralysis. Yes, that's the same phenomenon, sleep paralysis, as then. And then Francine calls it astral catalepsy. Aaron, you did spell it right. Catalepsy. Alyssa says, you know that feeling when you feel like you're falling, does that mean that your spirit is jumping out of your body? It can. It can. I'm not sure. Might be different for each circumstance, but I definitely recall falling, and then I would fall through the ceiling and then just land in my body.
Wham! And it's like, yeah, you slammed to wake up.
Oh my goodness gracious!
What purpose does that serve? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a poor re-entry into the physical body.
That's interesting. Gibson says, I'd love to talk to him about medical stuff. Sylvia told me I was a healer. Oh, very interesting. Send me an email. I might have his information. Maybe I could get you connected. But I'm glad that he was able to invent some stuff. That's amazing.
Well, he was dealing with some, to my recollection, he was working with doctors in a hospital, what's the word, environment, and had some fun ideas on how to organize and keep track of inventory through the hospital process. So things, anyway, it was something of that nature. So some fun ideas he had.
Good. Oracle says, if you YouTube astral catalepsy, there's an old clip of Sylvia on Montel talking about it, and it's pretty cool. Thank you.
All right.
Check that out later. Thank you very much, Oracle. Cheryl asks, can astral projection come in like a movie?
Astral projection. Come in like a movie. So my understanding would be you're sitting and watching astral projection.
Maybe somebody has an experience that way.
Yeah, we can't say no. However, most people experience astral projection as you're actually there in that location where you are viewing. So it feels like you've walked into the actual room that you specified you wanted to go see.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't say no, but that's
yeah.
Everybody's a little different.
Mm-hmm. Aaron says, once I had an accident on my bike with a motorcycle. He hit me, and for a few seconds I remember bouncing out and then bouncing back in. Oh, glad you're okay. Goodness gracious. Kaija and Ali have joined us. Hello, both of you on Facebook. Great to see you. Susie says, I experienced catalepsy also when I was little. Until I read Sylvia's Book of Dreams, I was able to understand and control it. My spirit guide took my I think she says took me to my past lives. I also asked her to see her, and she took me to a temple, and she was stunningly beautiful.
Nice.
It's glorious. How neat. How very, very neat. Erin says of her bicycle experience, I actually remembered seeing myself laying on the ground. Whew. So you were out. All right. Stacy asks, would you compare this to remote viewing? Possibly, yeah, because you're like remote viewing. We've never heard. I don't think I've ever recalled them talking about what like remote viewing. What I do recall is that when people are asleep or in just enough of a calm state that they're able to astrally travel. They can go out and see things on the out and about. There was they talked on the trance once about a prisoner who said he was in the hole in solitary confinement with no light for a month, and he said the only way I stayed sane was just imagining seeing places like in my mind. But they said, like, no, he was actually out astrally traveling. That actually did happen. The stuff that he was describing, like he was out and his spirit was out walking around and seeing things. So remote viewing, maybe sometimes a person's out, maybe it's just coming to them.
In essence, it's the same thing.
Yeah, getting information externally through the help of God and spirits. Oh, it's great. All right. Thank you, everybody, for your amazing comments and questions. Really, really cool. I want to give a shout out to the very start of the segment where she was talking to that gentleman about who was looking for finding a partner, and Francine said, no, when people are in like flared up and like on a search to find a partner, like they are, like that obsession creates their aura to like flare or flame red and spike, and that it makes it that when people are in that state, it makes it almost impossible for anyone to actually like want to be around them. I can say I've probably had that state in the past when I was younger. But God, how beautiful it is when you're able to finally just calm down and enjoy the friendship and the dialogue and the partnership of someone and get to know them. So much lovelier. So it's funny to hear it explained what it looks like, though.
Yeah. Cool. We're ready for another segment?
We are ready for another segment. Also, Cheryl says, Tom and Kat, I'm in the movie. All right. Great. Let's roll.
All right.
Okay, next segment. Continuing with personal questions.
Another question, if you please. I can often approach a person, regardless of what religion or race or whatever, and I can feel a person's aura. Never could very much see it, but can feel a person's aura.
It's more authentic
to feel it.
And people would just either run from you.
Well, yeah. See, if they feel your light and you actually are concentrating on it, you're putting your light out. Darkness cannot stand it. If I could just get people to concentrate on the fact that my light is getting bigger. See, white entities will walk right into it. But somebody who's dark inside won't stay in that light. They can't stand it. Yes.
I have a question about what you were talking about last week. The Crab Nebula is the origin for the Native American people on this
That's
planet.
right.
And the differences in the languages are just different places where they came from Crab Nebula.
That's right.
And that's how the different languages, is it
As
Europe
the southern,
or,
well, even in this country, look at how much the southern person talks different than the person from the East Coast, the dialectic. But there's a common thread that runs through all languages, and the strangest thing about all languages, strangely enough, is the feminine principle of every language starts with the cry of ma or mama. Every laughter is the same in any. There are certain things, all tears are the same. Emotion seems to strip away the language barrier.
I have one more thing. You say you have the pillow because of the memory that you have?
When I'm in, I have no control over the lower part of her organs. And because there's such a tremendous comatose state, I was told by counsel that I better have some support for her organs, not mine.
Because I thought maybe we could do like a cell memory.
Oh no, this is for her organs, because I'm actually from the neck down, except for the breathing apparatus. The organs are like she's dead. So I put the pillow there to keep the organs in shape, or in the body. Yes.
This happened when I was pregnant with my daughter 19 years ago. I was about 8 months pregnant. I was woken up at 1 in the morning, and all of a sudden I was like paralyzed. The room was filled with love. I was given so much love. It was just like I was frozen, and it was just the most incredible experience. Who was it?
God.
It was God. It was incredible. I've had that experience with God. About 3 months ago, he like swooped me up in his arms and just took me in and showed me basically how he operated. It was incredible. And I also went into the light, went through the tunnel. I had that experience about 8 years ago.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
You are blessed to have that more than once.
Yeah. So thank
Really
you.
blessed.
It was incredible.
Yes.
Francine, on the other side, the 7 hills. As mystical travelers, do they appear to us now any differently than they did prior to us going through that?
We have access to it.
Oh yeah.
All 7 now?
Mm-hmm. All 7.
And I know you had said if you're not spiritually advanced enough, you
Yeah,
can
don't
still
be,
go there,
yeah.
but you won't see what the person
What?
is.
Yeah. You won't be allowed to see, but once you became mystical traveler, oh yes, you can.
So does it go through the same thing where you said as mystical travelers there are certain quadrants that we go into that others won't?
Mm-hmm.
Are others able to go there but they just don't see?
You don't see anything.
They can't go there at all.
Can't go there at all, and if they did, they couldn't see. They're not allowed. That's why I said, you will be handed a key when you come over this time. Well, you're already given a key, but you don't see it around your neck. We do. In which you're able, even if you were to bilocate, you could go anywhere. There's no off limits to you.
Do we do that in our dream time now?
Mm-hmm. And like the Aborigines say, in your dream time, dream state. Yes.
Yes. Sometime I can go 9, maybe 10 or more days without eating. And it's not because I'm fasting, it's because I don't desire to eat. And the longer that I go through these periods of just drinking liquids, water or coffee, and then doing the kind of work I do, people don't understand it. They laugh at me. But I rest sometime and I do go to the other side. And I've seen far, the first time only thing I could see was just the green grass, the mountains, and I could only see a shadow, which I explained to Sylvia. The second time, me and my wife was speaking, and I told her that I would rest when I could see again. And the next time, I could see the mountain, I could see the green grass, and I could see something I couldn't picture, I couldn't place it, it was a blur, on the side of the mountain. I told her, I said, I don't know if it was a horse or someone on a horse. I didn't know what it was. So I wanted to know, and she was telling me that there were certain creatures that was there on the other side, such as dogs, and I was wondering...
Well, you happen to see a unicorn.
Yes.
Yes.
Francine, synergistically as a group, because things are happening very rapid in the changes, what can you concentrate on as a group as far as for things to happen up in the next year? What should we be focusing on as a group?
I think the things that, such as study groups, and I really want you, and I know she would never ask, focus on her energy, that she stays up, and she is healthy, but I want her to stay that way. Because I know she'd keep on going even if she wasn't.
Then are we getting closer to actually opening up the healing center?
Oh, absolutely. Right on the very brink of it. Yes.
I've been married to this family for 2 years now. Am I done yet? Because it's starting to,
Aggravate you.
Oh,
You're done.
am I done? You think I'll still get into this family in the future?
No, you're done. They're a nightmare.
Oh, between my job and my husband.
No, get away. You don't need to go anymore where you're not appreciated. That's not for you. Yes, Kurt.
Yes, I'm doing a storyboard for a movie script.
Right.
I just wanted to know if that's how
Successful. Absolutely.
Good business to be in.
Wonderful business.
Any idea how that might?
Send it to Amblin or Lucas. Yes.
I'm a little confused. We've each come from, like Cranmore.
Different places,
okay.
yes.
And we've all had multiple lives, most of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we've all experienced different cultures, different races, different
creeds.
Different everything. The body that we're in now, for some of us, it's, particular. How does that doesn't really correspond. It's just another life. So the only way that we would know where we actually came from is if we went and did a meditation or whatever to find out, right?
Came from God.
Yeah, but I mean, she wants to track her lineage, is what she's saying.
Genealogy.
Yeah. The genealogy of your soul. See, there's a difference. There's a genealogy of your family, which I've always thought is, and I don't mean to say it's silly, but I think the genealogy of the soul is far more fascinating because that takes in all the different flavors of being black and yellow and white and short and tall and male and female and all the other wondrous things that we can be. Yes.
Okay, I was wondering if I'm going in the right direction in my life for what I'm doing.
Yes, but you have a tendency to obsess so much about it. Obsess about it. In other words, just let it be. Just let it go. Yes.
Thank you for answering this question. Could you tell me what my option line is and the emotion that I'm to work on?
Option line is your family, the same as Sylvia's. And the emotion that you're to work on is your anger. Okay, well, I'm going to go there. And I guess you will see Raheem then, if you so choose to come. And I will send my blessings to you as Asna has been standing in the back of the room the whole evening to give you her blessings. She's been very, very present tonight. And that's, of course, not why I've given her accolades, but I was grandstanding a little bit for her. I know she knows my heart.
Oh, I love it. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Francine. Brilliant.
Thank you, Francine.
Yes, thank you, Francine. Always appreciative of the information and the knowledge, and when we get to the other side, we'll get to figure out or get to see what all she had to do, hoops that she had to jump through for us to, accommodate us and help us and teach us and be a guide for Sylvia. You're muted still. Now, option line is always a fun thing to figure out. It's that one area in your life that you have not written the chart for, and you get to write it in as you go. You program as you go in this lifetime, and it's though I recall it being like that one area that doesn't quite meet up with everything else going on in your life. And also, you want to, while you're programming, keep in mind, keep positive about that. Well, if things don't meet your expectations, if in that area of your life, you still got to stay positive about it because you're programming for that aspect. So mine's my personal life, romance, and I just learned that Chris is that same thing. He was just talking about it. Somebody asked the question on one of the Q&As, what's their option line? And I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Sylvia's was their family. And I'm trying to think of any other fun fact trivias on that. Do you remember yours?
Mine is my option line is a love life.
Okay.
Which is the easiest one, even though lots of heartache early on. It's so sad. No. I have a wonderful marriage now. So I just want to say, just because you have an option line is something that it doesn't mean that this area is cursed and it's guaranteed to go badly. It just means it's up for you to figure out a little bit more of and be a little more proactive about. Chris Chris said once that the health option line is the most difficult one, and that people don't want to choose that one because it's just can just be very, very chaotic trying to figure out how to take care of oneself in that aspect. But love life supposed to be the easiest. I think for me, it was a very good match to pair with my secondary theme of rejection, so that I get to a place where I have strong, healthy self-esteem. Don't need a person, but gosh, I do love who I'm married to. So we're good.
Nice. And of course, you can always you can either petition that if you're not sure what it is, you can always petition and say, hey, help me understand this, or ask Chris a question. Go talk with Chris.
Absolutely. We have got a lot of questions in the comments section.
Cool.
So I want to I'm just going to go through it one by one. Michael asks, has anyone put together a video library of Sylvia, or is something like that in the works?
Well, that's a pretty big library, so the quick answer, no. However, if you go to I can't remember their YouTube channel. It's Sylvia Browne. There's
Group?
something else behind that. No, there's something else behind it. And if you go to YouTube, Society of Novus Spiritus on YouTube, you'll find a link to it. And if not, search for Sylvia Browne, and you'll see. You should be able to find it. And they are, let's see, Sylvia's assistant, Michelle, is adding videos occasionally. A lot of shorts, short videos from lectures and other things, a variety of videos. So there's a lot of things being added, a lot of interesting, fun stuff being added. Also, if you look up, I just remembered, the Inner Circle. So go to YouTube and look up the Inner Circle. That was from like 15 or more years ago. There were videos put up. Sylvia, Chris did quite a few videos, and there hasn't been anything new, but there's a lot of videos there for fun watching on review.
Marvelous. Very cool. Michelle asked a question. Sounds like she had I'm not sure if this was a dream or a vision. So Michelle, it would be great if you could clarify, but I'll do my best to read it. So she says, when my friend died, the night before her service, I saw a white horse chariot, and it stopped and a lady in black ran away. And then the chariot, I think, disappeared in seconds. What did I see? So just clarify if you were asleep or if you were awake, just so we can help you out, because a couple of different options and possibilities come to mind, and be happy to help you out with it. Snowy says, I've never astrally projected. I know how, but my dreams are very busy and I'm all over the place. Once my mom and I met in a mall that we've never been to. I always wondered if it was on the other side. I don't I don't know how to astrally project. Okay, most people, unless you are in like First Nations, Indigenous people of Aboriginal people of Australia, most people don't know how to astrally project. It's something that you have to practice and do a lot of practicing on to figure out how to do it. But people do it automatically, and so they will just notice that they're out. So I don't know if the mall was on the other side. How you can generally tell if you are astrally traveling and are on the other side is the colors are very different. The colors are vibrant and deep and resonant and almost gem-like and luminous. So if it didn't quite look like that, then you could have been traveling. You could have been traveling somewhere on Earth, which is absolutely something that happens. There's plenty of times where people can astrally travel on this plane. You just when people astrally travel on this plane, they tend to wake up. We're told we tend to wake up tired. Whereas if we astrally travel to the other side, which we do apparently several times a week. This is a normal, natural thing that we just have to practice trying to remember. We usually end up feeling more rejuvenated, usually. So, some tips to figure that out. Stacy asks, did Sylvia ever aspect any other being or guide, or only Francine? I'm not sure what you mean by aspect.
I think get messages from, if I'm understanding it right, the way the question was asked, because I don't understand the word either. Did she get information from other guides? And to my understanding, yes. So there was Rahim, but I believe there was another entity years ago, I think, because I've got a trance recording that I don't recognize the voice or the personality, but I recognize the people in the audience. So I've yet to go bug those people, go ask those people, hey, do you remember this trance from 50, 40, 30 years ago? And see if I can get some answers to it. So
yeah, it'd be interesting. I know that she did hear spirits, other spirits besides Francine. Because I remember she's talked about them in some of like her ghosts and like past lives and afterlives of the rich and famous. There was
also when you ask about what do I have a message from my grandmother, so sure. She's getting that, I believe, to my understanding, directly from your grandma.
Interesting. Ramona asks, so I've been told that I'm from Nouveau. Is that possible? Yeah, it's absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible. There's people who were created to Nouveau who have never incarnated. It's a physical location. It's just on the other side. So it's a spot in the universe. It's just on the other side. It doesn't have a planet that corresponds to it that people incarnate on. So yeah, absolutely. Someone can be from, people can be from Nouveau and have that be their main home. Absolutely. Aaron asks, how does it feel when you have some part of your life as an option line, or do you know? For me, it just felt like a big question mark. What am I doing? It's like this love life is a mess, hot mess, and I can never quite figure it out. Whereas career is a lot more straightforward, family life a lot more straightforward, social life a lot more straightforward, but love life, oh man, I always felt like such a mess. I was trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah, and again, it's that one area that every other aspect of your life may seem good, and this one area just doesn't quite make it, as far as
it's just a big question mark. Yeah.
Well, darn it, I had another thought that went with that. Oh, bug your spirit guide and say help them, or ask them to help you understand what area is it. Have them throw clues out to you of you experience something, and oh, by the way, a spiritual tap on the shoulder and say, pay attention to this. That's the way I've gotten clues when I ask, hey, help me understand this, or I'm presented with something. I happen to be shown, or the book jumps out on the shelf and hits you in the face. One of those kind of, whether literal or figurative. Ask for that kind of thing too to help clarify. I spent a long time not knowing what mine was, and I finally had to ask. So I just from my experience, I would have probably spent more time. Not that I'm asking about it, but it's like I think I would have spent a lot more time. So I just okay, I give up and had to ask.
Makes sense. And if you have a question about this or any other topic, we always encourage you to. You can always put it on your list of things to ask Chris the next time that you're curious. Alyssa says, I think Chris had mentioned that he was going to upload some Sylvia's Montel episodes. That would be cool. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Michelle says, it wasn't a dream. I was sitting on my porch. So this was about seeing the chariot with white horse and then a
Okay.
lady in black running away.
So, oh, you're gonna go ahead.
I would say I would look for try to recall clues about how the chariot, like what it looked like, and see if you can compare what it looked like to other like ages, if it was like 1800s Victorian, or like just see if there was anything that could have corresponded to a time period in the area where you lived at the time. So like chariots in New Orleans, if they looked a certain way at a certain time, like just see if you can do a little research. If the chariot that you saw looks completely just out of, like, completely 1000% unrelated, and everything looked unrelated, I would have more questions and kind of ponder that more. But if it looked historical, it's possible that you saw a like a morphic resonance, a bleed through.
Okay.
That's my thought. What are your thoughts, Tom? I'm curious.
Help me recall. Did she say that for this question, she had just come from someone's funeral?
Yeah, it was
because that's what I recall the original question.
My friend died the night before her service. I saw a white horse chariot.
Right.
It stopped. The lady in black ran away.
It stopped. Wow, wait a minute. Say that again. It stopped and a lady in black ran away? Okay. So I'm envisioning this.
Sounds symbolic.
Yeah, symbolic. And it's, I think of it as something related to that person. They're letting you know. I just think that person, depending on your connection with them, they're letting you know that they're okay. Is, when you see signs like that. But also, I kind of like Kat's explanation too, that if it wasn't the deceased person, showing themselves to you, then you may have witnessed like a not so much a past life resonance, but a local, instead of a ghost, you saw a replay of an event that happened in the past in that location.
Yeah, it's like time kind of bleeds in a little bit.
There's a term for it, and I don't recall. I don't recall the expression or the term that's used, but a bleed through of an experience that was, how do you say, burned into the location. Usually it's a negative thing that gets a negative event or experience that gets burned into that location, and people that are sensitive see the visual of what happened there, or feel the emotion or the energy that's there. So a couple different things.
Interesting. Michelle said it was late evening and it was incredible. The horses were even white. That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating. Goodness.
So ask your guide and ask that person, hey, was that you? And you may get a dream that recalls that experience. So have them give you something that's relevant to you that can answer that question for you.
Fantastic. Another comment. Thomas says, my option line is health, and Chris said I'm doing well with it so far. Fantastic. Yeah, option line doesn't necessarily mean it has to be all bad. It just means you have to do some extra, due diligence and make sure that, that the house is in good order. And because if you ignore it, then that's when things start to run into problems. So I'm really happy to hear that, Thomas. Good on you. Keep taking care of yourself. I send you a high five from afar. A pat. Oh, man. Alyssa says, what other planets besides Mars have other beings lived on? What we've been told is all of the rocky planets. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. All of them have switched places at different points. So right now we're in the zone of life with Earth, but at another point, like Venus had been in a zone of life. At another point, Mars had been in a zone of life. So we've been told that there's been life in this area with those 4 planets, kind of back and forth.
That was a recent trance, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it was more recent. Garden says, I remember Chris saying that the Montel shows are for members only first, and then eventually to the public. But many other member-only videos are coming up. Thank you for the clarification. Kaija says, do people with blue eyes come from a particular planet? I encourage you to re-listen to the past couple weeks of shows. They'll have, especially, and pay attention to where they're talking about Orion and fair-skinned people who coming from a planet that was very cold, and so people had to have fair skin and fair features and big builds in order to withstand the cold. And so that's
I don't recall the color of the eyes
related
to it. It's more of the race.
Mm-hmm.
It was race specific that came from different planets.
Cool. Ramona says, thanks for the answer. My guide keeps telling me that. Love it. Gibson says, I'm having some health issues and ask the guardianship just about everyone to assist. While I was at work one day when I was the only one in the office, and I walked into the back to get some water, and in the middle of my path was a small 1-inch feather. Now, there's no way it should or could have gotten there. The next day, cutting the grass in front of my foot, the same color, shape, size, and feather. So I guess they got the message. That's great. Well, even what we were just listening to with regards to Reverend Corinne's neck, they were saying, like, she was saying that she was in terrible pain, and they said, like, no, we're trying to help you get through it so that it can be back to get to the point of being bone on bone. So sometimes they are helping, like, to accelerate the process. You can get health. So yeah, just keep praying. I'm sure your guide loves you very, very much, and I'm sure that they are doing what they can. So just keep asking. Oh my gosh, Michelle says, good call, Tom. A bleed through sounds about right. I didn't even think about how old timey it all looked. And the gown was. Fascinating.
Cool.
Fascinating. Cool. Yes. See if you can recall the details and look and see if the fashion matches a specific time that's local to where you were living at the time. It'd be interesting to hear more. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. I'm looking at the time, and I think we want to be respectful.
All right. Well, that means it sounds like meditation time.
Meditation time.
So we do encourage you to sit with your feet flat on the floor and your palms upward on your lap to receive that wonderful healing energy. But if you're like me, sometimes you want to recline. Sure, you're welcome to do so. So get yourself ready. And if you need to pay attention to what you're doing, don't pay attention to us, but by all means come back and listen to the wonderful meditations in the on-demand. For the rest of us, let's take a few deep breaths.
Find a comfortable chair to sit in with your feet flat on the floor and your palms upward on your lap. Now, take 3 deep breaths to start relaxing the mind and the body. When you are ready, close your eyes.
Wings of the Mother. Close your eyes and lift up your mind and heart to God. You're going to see both Mother and Father God because they are together. Asna is a blessed Mother Goddess who comes down to help with everything. Feel her love and her wings of warmth enfold you. The dove of the Holy Spirit, which is a symbol of my church, appears above, and your commitment and belief in the Christ consciousness is within you. Ask Asna, God Almighty, the Holy Spirit, and the Christ consciousness to rid you of all negativity, to drop it, to chip it away. Ask that Asna's wings of hope, love, and divinity surround you and keep you protected. Meditate on Jesus, meaning when he said, Mother, behold thy son, son, behold thy mother. The symbol of truth and consciousness is Asna, our dearest goddess, our mother with her mantle of protection. She intercepts in our lives. All we need to do is ask for her help. Consider your deepest request now. Ask the Mother for that which is in your heart. Do this now. This week, stay in contact with Asna. Glorify her and pay her homage. Once you are beneath her wings, she will help you in all areas of your life.
Now, on the count of 3, come all the way back to full alertness. 1, 2, 3.
Well, that's helpful, rejuvenating, and fun experience for those that are. But I'm also finding that my mind is still noisy. I gotta spend some more time, I guess, quiet. For me personally.
Mm-hmm. Lovely to have that opportunity, even just for a couple moments.
Yeah. One thing had been coming to mind recently about meditations, for those, and just to share from my experience of when I first started, going to church and participating in the activities as a parishioner and doing the meditations, I'd recognized this. And I wanted to share because many people might realize or experience it too. You realize you start out with your energy level and the anxiety level just like huge, really high, and the meditation brings you down here, and you get this wonderful, oh, that feels so good, that kind of like, oh, what a relief kind of thing, and you come back the next week, and there you go again. You start out in this really high anxiety, and you do the meditation, you come out of the, you get through it, and it's like, oh, how wonderful. You recognize your anxiety level is down, your energy level is lowered, and you've felt so rejuvenated and relaxed. It's like, oh, after a while, it's kind of like similar to, taking medicine. If you take medicine and you keep taking, you build up like a resistance to it, and you got to take more. Well, no, I don't encourage doing more meditation. What has happened, or what had happened to me, is I learned to live my life without as much stress in it, less anxiety. And so when I did come to do meditations, I wasn't starting at this huge level. I was starting here and coming down to here. So for many people, I think you may experience that as a dramatic shift at first, and over time as you do it, you may learn, or hopefully you'll learn, that hey, you don't have to be running around all week at a high level of anxiety. You don't want to be living your life at a lower level, and maybe it takes a lot. You feel like less of a shift, as it were, when you get to a wonderful meditative state. Is there anything beyond that? Well, hey, that's an individual thing that could be the other side, or passing on, as it were, graduating, when you go beyond that. So it's something fun to share, and encourage you to share. Are you starting that way, and how do these meditations help?
Love it.
Otherwise, if you have any questions about what you shared, feel free to post in what we shared. Feel free to post in chat or email us questions to, what did I say? Newspirit@novus.org. Thank you. I need to write that down. And of course, we appreciate listeners both live and on demand. Show your appreciation for New Spirit Radio by sharing, promoting, liking, subscribing, donating when you can. You can check out our websites, novus.org, sylviabrowne.com, chrisrightnow.com, Facebook, Society of Novus Spiritus, Sylvia Browne Group, and on YouTube, Society of Novus Spiritus, Chris's Psychic Awareness. You'll find us there. Discord. Yep, I hope people got the message on Discord. If you want to donate and get something in return, go to our website and check out study groups. Thank you. Sunday services. I just posted a Sunday service on Facebook and YouTube, and appreciate all the accolades that people appreciate it. Yes, I'm glad that's helpful for many. If you want to participate in something live, Reverend Ellen Schloss provides a special Zoom service. If you want to participate in that, you can get invited by putting your email on the website. Those are on the last Sunday of the month. And in addition to that, there is Las Vegas does a live in-person Sunday service, and they also live stream that on a Facebook group. So yes, you can be invited to that by putting your email on the website, and you should get an invitation to that. So next up is the novena I told you about. So let me describe what we're going to do, and then what is this all about. So what we're going to do is, together, we're going to say a phrase. We're going to say a phrase together 3 times, and then I'll tell you what you want to ask for afterwards. And the phrase is, and we're going to do that 3 times. The phrase is, I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. So we'll say that together 3 times. I'll lead us off, and then I'll tell you what question to ask afterwards. And what we want to do is visualize that we are all together in a huge room together. It doesn't matter when you're watching this live or on demand, but visualize that we're all together holding hands and making this huge circle of people, and we're saying this together. What does this do? We've heard Francine and Rahim tell us that, we are a spark of God. We are God. So that follows along with our tenet number 10, which is, let no one convince you that you are less than a God. Do not let fear imprison your spiritual growth. So let's visualize, and I'll lead us off here, that we're holding hands and we're going to say this together. So here we go. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, ask for things for yourself. Okay. Here's the second one. Here we go. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, ask for things for others. Okay. And the last one. Here we go. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. I am God. I am part of God. I am God. All things are possible because I am God. Now, picture our light going out like a beacon for others seeking this spiritual knowledge. Now's the time I encourage you to think of something that you are appreciative of from last week and carry that memory with you throughout this following week to help you keep uplifted and spiritually feeling positive. And in addition to that, show your appreciation to Francine and Rahim for researching all of this wonderful knowledge. How? Use it. Use the information. And of course, we want to show appreciation to Sylvia for coming to this insane asylum of the universe to start this movement and for showing us how to get some peace of mind and grace while we're here. And of course, Asna for helping us and protecting us. And Father God for providing the most prestigious school for us to experience, learn, and satisfy your unique spark of curiosity. I appreciate Bob Ingold for helping with some of the graphics and audio. And of course, Sammy and Javon for the wonderful intro-outro music. If you want to find the source of those, go to YouTube channel. You'll find the links. I just posted the links to her songs that she created for Novus. So you can check those out for fun. Writing, setup, and hosting is Reverend Catherine Taylor. Editing, technical direction, and hosting is Reverend Tom Bigley. And now a prayer by Sylvia. Somewhere. Yep, we got it. Here we go. Prayer by Sylvia. Enjoy.
Wedding prayer. Love is God's complete triangle, welding both souls to the glory of them. Love is and should be the outward manifestation of God's goodness, shining through the union of two people. Love cannot grow in quiet darkness, nor survive in too much brilliant light. It cannot survive in silence or in screams. Love must be tempered and nurtured. It can never be watered with some tears as well as bloom with laughter. Stagnation kills love, leaving it devoid of attention. Growing love, here's where you can insert the names. And in this love, you will shine for each other and become a beacon of light for others. Love is forever giving, forever comforting, never self-centered in motive. It's truly a complete triangle with God as its apex. Also insert names. We here are aware of your love and know that no matter what desert or valley you encounter, you will see it through together. Let the love that shines for you both today blend with ours to keep it bright. For as long as love exists, then the essence of God exists within us. God bless you both.
And Kat's going to tell us. Nope, you're muted.
A quote from the Gospel of Thomas from Jesus. And Jesus said, "Know what's in front of your face, and what's hidden from you will be revealed to you, because there's nothing hidden that won't be revealed. So know what's in front of your face, know what's in your life, and all will be revealed in time. God bless. Love you very much. See you next week."
Cool.
For all the pain we bear. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. You've planted every blade of grass, creator of the stars. And when I'm feeling down and out, you mend my broken heart. So now I sing this song of thanks because of who you are. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God. You're more than a friend to me. You give me everything I need. In your peace you hold me tight. You are the bringer of the light. With no fear we boldly stand, because you hold this world in your hands. You are the truth, you are the hope and love we never knew. Oh, Asna, how we love you. Place no one above you. Always thinking of you. Bless your name. You are Mother God.